Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the final word. Everton 1, Manchester United 1. We've got our Christmas jumpers on Baz. We're getting in the. Let's say if there'd been any other player, I don't think I would have worn Christmas jumpers. But it's Garner. It's Garner. Get them now. Last chance to get them because you might miss the post. So there you go. We've plugged it. We've done our bit. I tell you what, it was a weird one because after about 65 minutes, I was thinking my instant match reaction is going to be like, it's going to be mad. It's going to be hot. I'm going to be fuming. And then weirdly, it was a weird game, wasn't it? It was such a weird game. It's weird how you remember things differently in football, isn't it? Because 1 minute you're fuming, and then you go, hang on, were we actually that bad? And then you go, yeah, we were that bad. And then, but I know one thing from this game, Baz. We on Toffee TV were proven right about basically everything in life. Once again,
everything in life.
Well,
tiger bread.
Yeah. I mean, I've had tiger bread this weekend. It is nice.
So
I mean, I like tiger bread. But yeah, okay.
It was a strange game. It was a strange. It was just weird. It was just such a crap first half. It was untrue. But with neither team really doing anything. So in some respects, when I looked at that front line of theirs at 4 o'clock when they were about to kick off, first of all, how good was the minute silence, by the way, from both fans was incredible. I thought absolutely brilliant. So
yeah.
I looked at that forward line of theirs and I thought these could destroy us because we haven't been defending very well.
Well, yeah, but Jags went off the team, so that helped. No, it did. What are we? Let's not.
I'm talking as a team. Yeah. We haven't been defending very well, and yet in that first half, I thought we defended very well. We cut them down to.
But he made changes. I mean, it's been suggested to me that we played 4-4-2 the whole game. I honestly didn't see that. We played with Morales sort of floating in from the left and creating an extra player, and at times drop.
Well, it's kind of what we said.
But it wasn't
on the left.
Yeah, but it wasn't a traditional 4-4-2, which came
4-5-1,
which came later on in the game. Yeah. It worked because I mean, what I said this. I mean, Man United must be amazing in training. You know that game where 10 passes is a goal? They must be boss at that because they don't. Everything was really, really good from them, but when they get to the edge of the box, they just go. We go, nah. They just don't do anything.
Nothing.
And I thought we started the game with really good intensity. Like we were up for it, we were at it, we were straight out of the traps. Not in any terms of maybe creating much, but just
we competed well.
We got through the first 43 seconds, which I was delighted by. Yeah. We were competing, we were up for it. The crowd seemed a little bit, was up for it as well. It felt like things were all right. And then I think the problem was, and maybe this was just part of the tactics, and that's fair enough. We never really took that next step. So we were defending well, we were compact, we looked like we had complete control of our defensive line and all those things, but we never turned that into trying to score ourselves, which is sort of what you have to do to win football games. But maybe that was a tactic which we've seen before. I mean, I remember sitting through a Merseyside derby, the one where we won 1-0 and Carsley scored, where for 70 minutes it felt like we were almost managing the game to kick in that last 20 minutes, and it worked perfectly. And when it works, it works. But in this game, because of a stupid mistake, we never really got to that stage. So it was a weird one because without that stupid mistake for the first half, if we'd gone in at 0-0, I think everyone would have said, good half that, let's go for it second half. But because of that stupid mistake, it's weird how you look at things slightly different.
Yeah, I mean, they felt more in control than we did in the first half. They didn't do any, like you said, they got to the final third, they offered very little, which is bizarre when you see the attacking players. I mean, Mkhitaryan, we've seen how good he's been for Dortmund. Ibrahimovic, fantastic hold-up play. He's incredible, his touch and everything else. Martial is a top quality player, isn't he, on his day? Carrick gets them going, he's prompting and probing. Absolutely just walks through the game, doesn't he? He's everywhere. Pogba, show pony. Very, very good one, and he's got all the attributes to be unbelievable, but he was, I don't know.
What's the difference between Pogba and Barkley?
About like 89
About
million.
89 million, yeah.
And about 35 miles of
Yeah.
the motor. But ironically, when you say about Barkley, that we done that compactness quite well. I thought James Coleman had a much better game yesterday because he just concentrated on Marshall and defending. When we get the ball back, we worked really hard to get the ball back, and then we had no one to take it forward, and then it looked as though we were missing a Ross Barkley, but informed Ross Barkley. I don't think at this moment in time he would have brought anything, but we needed that type of player because we had no one to carry the ball forward for us. The only one who does it is Bolasie, even though some people can't see it. He's the only one who actually carries the ball forward with any kind of intensity for us. So we were kind of caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. We were keeping them at bay and working really hard to get the ball back. But when we got it back, we'd give it away.
And that led to a lot of long balls because we didn't
aimless long balls.
Yeah, because we didn't really have the link-up play.
No.
And long balls are fine when you've got someone like if you've got like they had a lot of long balls, but they've got someone like Zlatan who's got who can just take a ball
Did
down.
you enjoy watching him? You wanted to see him live.
I'm not asked. I don't care what people say. He's boss. I don't care. His goal was boss. I know it's not. It was boss. It was a boss goal. And he just oozes class. And I know people will probably have a little go at me. But you want to watch footballers now and again play.
He's a world star. He's a genuine world class.
He was boss to watch. He was boss to watch. And
his touch his hold up play is just incredible. Yeah. I mean, the first time I've seen him live, his hold up play was incredible. As a centre forward, you're watching that. Everyone should aspire to be able to kill the ball. He took it here. He'd take it into his body, into his feet. No one could get near him. He's a monster.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? It's because he's got all the experience, but he's got it sounds stupid. He's got a body to back it up. You get to like 34 or 30, whatever. You know, it used to be like 29. Now it's like 32, 33. You've got everything about football. You've been training for 20 years, but your body doesn't work like it used to. But he's like his body still works. Like it's like Giggs. You know, like when Giggs started playing centre midfield later on, he had everything because he still had the body. I mean, you probably only get that window, a very short window, where it all comes together. You know, that peak. But no, he was.
Well, like I said to you before we were talking before we went on air, is that he doesn't look like a 34-year-old footballer. He looks like he's 25. Yeah. He looks like he's still got years left, but he was fine.
But you can put the ball to him because it sticks. But with us, it doesn't stick because Rom, for all his goal scoring attributes, still his awareness of where to run and when to run, and it isn't there because it's not. Because I always say this, it isn't gonna be there because he's 23 or 20, whatever he is.
23,
yeah, he's 23. He hasn't got that. He hasn't got all that awareness yet. That comes later. He's got that raw ability.
He still should have a bit of it.
Yeah,
Rooney had it at 16.
Yeah, but Rooney's a monster. We always say that. Rooney.
I thought it was awareness. Yeah. He's not wrong.
No,
but at 16.
Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
Yeah, but
no, it's just a different type of player, isn't
but
he?
But there was a lot of aimless balls, and and that. But first half, it was one of those first halves. So it wasn't going anywhere. It was just a nothing game of football, and then Zlatan. Don't want to be conflicted. His run. Watch his run. It's amazing. He's offside, and then he's offside, and Morris almost thinking. Morris switches off because he's offside. If you watch it from the angle from behind the goal, if you watch it from the Bullen's angle in, he's standing in an offside position, and Morris just switches off, and then he just knocks. He sees the player who's got the ball. He just jumps back on the side and then makes the run. It's amazing. And Morris just gone what?
But even so, when he gets to the ball, if dickhead doesn't come.
Well, no, that's not. That's not a criticism. It's not like a big criticism of Morris.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, we're talking about centre forwards here.
Yeah.
We're not talking about defenders. His run is just amazing because it's not about having pace. Morris could be faster than him. It's the way he's switched on to be offside, jump onside, and because he already knows he's going to go, he's already got 3 yards on Morris, And that's probably the difference in a centre forward and a centre back. And he's already got that run in his head. But you're right. Stekelenburg doesn't have to do anything because Murray. Listen, I don't think Murray's the best defender in the world, but I think he's got the ability to just push Zlatan where he wants him there. It'd have to be an amazing finish. Yeah. It'd have to be an amazing finish. Yeah. And then Stekelenburg just has a brain fart, comes running out like the other idiot Borac did in the earlier game. I wish you'd been watching that. And just makes the decision for him. Now, not every centre forward in the world could have done what Zlatan done there either. But that should be part of your thinking straight away. Because if you're thinking, well, hang on. Talking about a fella who a goalie charged out at him, so he just overhead kicked him from 40 yards. Yeah, yeah. That's how that man's mind works.
But you just don't give the forward that idea.
No.
You play yourself, you see the keeper running out. I'll just chip him. Now, yeah, you're right, it might not always go in, but you're making him do that. So, remember Tim Howard doing it to Sturridge when in one of our recent 4-0 thrashings at Anfield, we've had a couple come flying out of his goal on the corner of his box, and the only thing Sturridge could do was hit it goalwards, and he did, and he scored. Howard again, last year come charging out of his goals to throw things away. Stay on your line, let the defenders deal with it. If he goes round him, then coming out of the angle, if Zlatan tucks it in, you go, well, bad defender, we've let him get through, the keeper's got no choice. Charging off your line for the 44th minute of a game that was dead, it was just get into half time. Both teams are kind of gone, yeah, we'll get in at half time, we'll start again. Just another error, and we've got to look at how many he's done well, but let's not
too many now.
Right, let's not kid ourselves. He came in as a third choice. Yeah. He was brought in to challenge for the number 2 spot. That's what he was brought in because Koeman was unsure about Joel. He's brought Stekelenburg in and thought, I know him, £1 million, he'll come in, he'll challenge for the number 2, he's dependable.
He'll train well,
he's dependable. Koeman wanted a number 1 keeper, and then it makes you sit there and think, like, Joe Hart, was he not better than Stekelenburg?
Yeah, Joe Hart is better than Stekelenburg.
Right, so he's gone for him. So then you think, like, well, it must be Fraser Forster if he really wants that, because he's not so...
He had a good weekend. No, he doesn't have that many bad weekends.
So he must have another goalkeeper in his mind who he really wants to go with Stekelenburg. Now, Steck come in and done well for us. He was brilliant in the Spurs game. West Brom, he threw the first one in his net, but he made a couple of good saves. Then he done well. He was a bit steady. Middlesbrough, it was a foul, but goalies have criticised him for the way he went. But then Chelsea, Burnley, and it was outstanding at City, don't get me wrong, but Chelsea, Burnley, and then that yesterday.
I think it's decision making as well, and I don't think that's something that can be taught.
Not a 34.
Not exactly. You're experienced enough to know you don't do things like that. I mean, it's weird because people used to always say goalkeepers got better with age because it's that experience things, and we've just been about that.
That's what we do.
You look at someone like we always look at Neville, we always look at Nigel Martin, and we always they're what we hold.
They're the bar, mate.
They're the bar, and we always look at them and go, they used all their experience in their older days, but what they lacked maybe certainly Nev more than Neville. Nev more than Nigel Martin. What they lacked in sort of physical attributes, they made up for because they just knew where to stand, when to do something, when not to do something. That's the worry, isn't it? That he done another one in the first half. He actually done well in the end, but he come charging out of his box on the right hand. That was after the goal.
Was it after it? Sorry,
the goal.
Just after it. And you're thinking, where's he gone? Because he caught it, dropped it, and then he turned back, and you're thinking, oh my God, But I mean, everything else he done was alright, but they're the fine lines, aren't they? They're the margins. We said this about Tim Howard. Tim Howard would throw one in his net, then make a worldie, and you're going, yeah, but you can't ignore the fact he's threw it in his net. He's made a great save there, but he still threw that in his goal. It's like, I don't know, it was cheap. And it was unnecessary, and that's what annoyed me more than anything else. When we go in 1-0 down, like you said before, we'd have gone in at half time. They didn't get booed, but it was subdued at half time. If they'd gone in 0-0, I think people would have clapped and gone, all right, well, he stayed. You haven't been under pressure, but he stayed in the game, defended well. We're nice and compact. Now let's go with the second half, and it changes that whole thing because we come out and the first 10 minutes of the second half, they were in total control. Yeah. We were swinging, and they just held us at arm's length.
Yeah, and that was the problem, wasn't it? And once they got the lead and they got control of the ball, and I mean, attacking wise, again, we're just so bad when we just.
I'm going to say this now.
Go on, do it.
I've defended them and said we isolate them and things like that. Lukaku, not good enough like yesterday. Wasn't it? Yeah, they wasn't interested, or he's not good enough. It's up to him.
He wasn't interested.
He just walked around the pitch. Now, if he really doesn't want to play on his own, he's very good at bouncing his mouth off everywhere. Tell Koeman. Say, I don't want to play on my own up front. It's crap.
Yeah.
I don't like it. You want to get the best out of me, and I want to improve as a centre forward. Give me some help. When he made the changes, we improved.
Yeah.
You know.
And as you say, there was a spell in that second half where we were really bad, like really bad. Like
46 minutes of the 50.
Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, there was a lot of like you look, read things, and all right, whether you take them with people's comments, so whether you respect the people. There was a lot of people out there who were going, "Where's this Everton team going?" Because we were so bad. We were so bad, and the shape wasn't working, and cleverly had a shot. Yeah, I felt for the kid. I felt for how bad he was.
I genuinely looked at him yesterday and thought, totally out of depth.
Yeah.
Just literally not Premier League quality. He hasn't got anything. He can't pass a ball, or he couldn't yesterday. He's not physical enough to play in that position, and he's got no pace. So he's already a couple of stages down, and you just look and go. And I'm not saying he doesn't try, because I think he does try.
Yeah.
But he's just blatantly
he's not good enough, and we feel there might be people who are at least worthy of a chance. But he was terrible.
When you look at Ghana, like Gareth Barry, I didn't think had a very good game.
No, Gareth Barry's had that.
The thing with Gareth Barry is he still does the thing. He still does it. He makes clever blocks. He knows where to go, and he still tries to get on the ball. Ghana was just unbelievable yesterday, because he's up against a £90 million man. Whether he done anything or he didn't, half of that was probably down to Ghana. But he was everywhere. He mopped up. He tried to join in the attack.
For me, the system helped Ghana yesterday, because it made it a little bit more compact. Yeah. There wasn't like spaces between all the players, so it made his job a little bit easier.
Once we changed it.
Yeah, very much more when we changed it. But
I thought everybody grew 10 foot when he changed it.
I mean, Bolasie's he's a weird one, isn't he?
Can we talk about Bolasie?
Go on, let's talk about Bolasie. We both like Bolasie. We've got no shame in that, right? There's far too many lads who I don't know whether they watch football properly, because number one, right? Stop talking about his price tag. What difference does it make? He didn't set the price. Look at some of the shite that got bought over the summer for like 30 million. It was the bar level. It used to be 20 million when Jordan Henderson and people like that were going, you know what I mean? That used to be the bar level. Now suddenly the bar level for a normal average Premier League is gone to 30 million. I'm sorry, that's got nothing. So forget about we paid 20 million.
We've actually only paid 24 million.
Yeah, people making like videos of all the terrible things he does. Right, he's a winger. He is very hit and miss. He's always been hit and miss, right? Most wingers are like that, but I tell you what, at least he's got some hit about him, because recently some of our wingers have had no hit about them.
He scored 1 and he's created 4, so 5 of our goals this year have directly come from Yannick Bolasie. There's no other player. Rom's got the goals. In terms of assists, no one gets near him. So you know all your Kevin Moraleses who are made up with him, you know, this genius of a footballer who turns up for 15 minutes of a game, but they'll slag Bolasie.
I watched this first cross from the right yesterday, and I just thought, my God, if this man had Tim Cahill or Duncan Ferguson,
Zlatan,
if he had a target man in the box who knew where to run and when to run, honest to God, they would be getting service.
Assist with that 10.
Because all he do is keep doing that.
Yeah.
All he do, like, he is frustrating. He does wind me up at times, and I said this on day one. I remember saying it on day one. He's gonna wind me up when he does that stupid rollover trick, and all I want to see him is get his head down. But you can't always do that as a winger, because people work you out. So sometimes you have to vary your play, and he also varies his play from moving left to right, which Sometimes you're good on the left where he's cuts in, and sometimes you just think stay on the right and just cross it in.
I think it's better on the right. And the other key thing is the manager loves him and he wanted him for Southampton. So all the people who say, I'm happy to trust the manager. Yeah. Trust the manager because the manager likes him. And the other thing is, who else creates anything? Morales doesn't create anything. Delafeu, who had defended to the hilt, come on yesterday and looked like a little 4-year-old playing football. Can't create anything. So who else? Ron doesn't create anything. So everything goes to Bolasie. If you put Bolasie in a good side, he'd be brilliant because he wouldn't be under so much pressure because other people would be capable of creating something.
I just don't see where. I honestly don't. He don't like.
And he works hard.
He works hard.
As well.
He doesn't hide. Yeah, he's not. He's not like this sort of world-class player. Because if he was, he wouldn't be playing for us. No. Forget about the price tag. It doesn't mean anything. It is just a stupid number because of one mad summer in the Premier League last summer where everybody was 13 million. It was just...
When Alden went for 30 million.
Everything was 13, 20... Everything was... Oh, it wasn't... Yeah, as you said, it was like 24 and performances.
If he gets to 30 million, you'll all be dancing in the streets. Because we'll have won things, big things. So, reevaluate.
It just winds me up. And when he went off, injured, like, people, first of all, you've dived and all this. And then he ends up going, and there's talk that he could be out for nearly 2 months. I'm hoping that's not true. But there's talk, and I tell you what, we will miss him. We will massively miss him. And you hear people, it just winds up, these people pay 30 million. Like, yeah, he creates things. How many times he gets the ball in?
If he ends up with 10 assists, which, alright, if he's going to be injured for 2 months, he might not, but if he ends up with 10 assists and 3 or 4 goals, that's a great return.
And you had someone on the other side who'd done the same.
He'd be flying. He'd be absolutely flying. He's not. If you think he's the problem, then bloody hell. There's a lot of Everton players who are getting away with murder. If Bolasie's the problem, then there's a lot who are getting away with murder because if nobody all put the effort in, he doesn't create a 4 or 5, we wouldn't be struggling. We'd be in the top 3. And too many players get easy rides from our fans because they like them. And Kevin Morales is the biggest one.
Well,
I really champion Morales.
Off. Obviously, Seamus went off. Holgate came on.
What's wrong with Coleman?
It's his chest.
He was holding his chest. And then he was holding his
head.
He was holding his bollocks.
Can we just... Hang on. Alright. We might as well do this together. The 2-footer tackle by...
Get out. We missed that out.
No, we didn't miss it out. I was going to come on to it later, but I'm going to come on now because it circles back to something we've just been talking.
Let me say this. I thought, and I was right in line with the Gareth Barry tackle because I'm my halfway line. I thought he got a bit of the ball. I haven't seen it again. I've literally not watched the match again, so I'm going from memory still. I thought he got a bit of the... He made sure he got slapped. Did he not get any of the ball?
He got the ball.
Because I asked Lee Dixon, because Lee Dixon was doing it then. I asked him, and he said he got a bit of the ball. He said, but it was a definite booking. Barry.
Barry?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about the other shot.
What are you talking about?
No, because people said to me, United fan saying it was a red card for the tackle on Ibrahimovic. You must remember it. He got a bit of the ball. Right, okay. Then the Rocco one. Oh, God. Oh my God.
What world are we living in?
It was ridiculous. The most ridiculous thing that I think I've seen.
It's the most blatant red card I think I've ever seen in a football match.
Given as a red card.
Yeah, and what makes it worse is it was on the linesman's side, and the ref wasn't that far.
You could see that. Everyone could see it. Everybody could see it.
Horrendous.
Even he knew.
It was horrendous.
But what I really loved, and I was glad it happened, was all our players getting in his face and walking him back and shoving him. Did they? No, because they're a gang of shitbags. Yeah. They should have.
Even Garner didn't do nothing about it.
He should have been punched in the floor.
He got up and just went.
He should have been punched in the floor. But
Seamus had a goal, but
the only one though. One left them.
There's no way around. Yeah, it was horrendous. It was.
Like Brady, the caught him.
He went, and he ended up going like under Garner's leg, and if he caught it, his leg would have just gone crinkle.
Yeah, it was horrendous.
It was shocking, and we don't.
We're surprised with that plant in charge. He's absolutely garbage.
Oh, you know what he's like? He's like a schoolboy.
He's a little.
He wants to be everyone's mate.
Him and the other dickhead, Mike Jones, the pair of them two.
So that's a game changer, that as well. That's a game changer. It could be a career changer, but it was a game changer. He goes off there. So you know that's horrendous. Then the second one. There's Zlatan, right? I don't know, but what was? Can I just ask? What was Seamus Coleman doing? Because he got the ball, and he's running. He's running down, like he's running away from goal, and then he turned round.
So, yeah.
He turned into Zlatan, and then fell into him.
Yeah.
And then
once he fell, it's my left ear, and everyone stood. So I didn't see. I heard like.
But I couldn't understand what Seamus Coleman was doing. He turned round. It was like the magic bullet in JFK. Like, what was he doing? I didn't understand that anyway. Yeah. So again, you don't know. So he got the chip.
I thought it was just ripped.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. No.
Anyway.
So he goes on. Holgate comes on. You know, you can't blood these kids. You can't blood them. They're not ready yet. He was magnificent.
What was brilliant about him was he hadn't even really been warming up because Valencia was coming on.
Yeah.
Ross stood up. I thought they were considering Ross. And then the next minute Coleman gets injured and he just jogs straight on. His arms over his first thing he does, bang header straight away on Martial.
He was just magnificent. He won everything in the air. And if he didn't win it in the air, he made sure they didn't win it in the air. And alright, he had a little nervous moment where he went to kick it and he sort of kicked it twice and it kept on spinning back.
Yeah,
but then he put his foot through it.
Well, in one of them, he made Fellaini look a beaut. Because he went to kick it, sliced it, Fellaini turned down like that, then he sliced it again. And he nearly scored with the header.
He nearly scored, and then there was that one when it got to 1-1 where he cut it back and he just come right across and made sure he won the ball.
When Funes decided not to jog back when we were getting. But no, the interception was incredible. He was just brilliant, and we go back to the Sunderland game when he was dropped, and we were like, how can you drop him when he started the season so well? And he just proved that he deserves to be in it. And I'd like, you know, if Seamus is injured, I hope he gets a good run now. And when Seamus is ready again, I hope he either plays right side of midfield because we haven't got anyone there, or he sits on the bench because Holgate, providing he's playing well, we need to start fostering this. If you play well, you stay in the team. Stoke City, we lost a few of the players, went down to Watford, 1-1-0. They had the 3 players back, Joe Allen, Bojan and people like that back, all started on the bench for them at the weekend because the lads the week before have performed. That's what you do. You make your players think, if I come in and play well, I keep my place here. Not, I'll play well, but the minute he's fit, I'm back out the team. Because you lose that. Everyone should be striving. When I got that shirt, I'm putting the shirt on because I deserve to wear the shirt, not because the manager thinks I'm better than it. You know, and that's what I think we need to. And Martinez didn't do it enough, and I really hope Kieran does do it. But Holgate.
That's what he said he was going to do, and to be honest, I hope Seamus is back next week, and I hope Holgate plays centre back because I think he'll be a boss centre back. But yeah, and I think it'd be a good game. But he came in, he was brilliant, and as I said, Koeman had made comments in the week saying, you know, younger players. I don't know whether, to be honest, he was somewhat Holgate when he said that.
You did mention him. Let me just. I mean, I read the headline and thought I sent you the article, didn't I? And I was like, what the fuck's this? But when I actually read it, bits of it made sense. What he kind of said was, there's a bit. What we know, there's a big difference between the 23s and the Premier League, and I see them every day. And if they train at the same level as the place, he'll get in. Yeah. So that he kind of qualified that it isn't quite the same as I'm not interested. Whether he is interested is a different thing. He kind of, his answer was I suppose, it made sense. But like you said, I think you said it off air, or you said it on the comments video rather. The couple of players we're talking about actually playing in the first team, we're talking about them because we've watched them in the first team.
We haven't watched any
It's not because we've gone the under 21s or gone to the 19s.
I haven't seen any of it.
This is we're judging them based on first teamers. Anyway, Holgate coming, he was brilliant.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Delafeu.
Cleverly, I'll tell you one thing he did actually, which I like. Cleverly went off as well, which.
And why are people cheering?
Don't cheer.
He was crap, and it was absolutely. I had to chuck him off in the first half, but there's no need to cheer. The manager's made the sub. Come on, guys. Evertonians, we say.
Yeah. But he goes off. Jerry goes on the right, Morales goes on the left, Valencia comes on up front, and suddenly we looked like a unit. We looked like a unit for the last 15, 20 minutes. Look, everyone looked like they knew what their job was. Barry and Garner looked very compact. Barry, I'm starting to worry about just not in his footballing terms, but his legs terms. And I've said this on the instant reaction. This is where you do want a centre midfielder, maybe a young one, initial TD, on the bench to come on for the last 15 minutes of games and take that pressure off Barry where he's blowing. I think
he needs a little break.
Yeah, exactly. And
just
games are going to come quickly.
I've said it before, and I know, listen, you're not playing well, but Ross Barkley, he's a centre midfield player. So, I know, listen, yesterday mightn't have been the game to do with it, but there's got to be some time when he has to play alongside Garner. We've got to see. And
maybe it'll work in it. Maybe it'll work. But I just thought, I know actually Koeman's referred to it as a 4-2-4. He wouldn't even utter the word 4-4-2 doesn't exist in Holland. No, and I said that to say, and I said if that's what you want to call it that. But we had Jerry on the right, Delafeu on the left. What? Yeah,
that's a good one. I think he thought he was playing.
Yeah. Jerry on the right, Morales on the left. Valencia, and we said it last week. We said it, and people said we haven't got two centre forwards, and we said well, we've got Valencia. He run round, and I've said he might be a great football, but he does actually know where to run and when to run. And he just started making a nuisance.
A few headers.
Yeah, one headers made a nuisance himself, opened a bit of space up for Rom, and suddenly we've got options in the box, and Jerry can try and put crosses in, and Morales can put crosses in, and it just simplified. And you can't go missing in a 4-4-2. You can go missing in a 4-5-1 dead easy. People do it every single week in our team.
Yeah, you've done it for 3 years.
You can't go missing in a 4-4-2. You've got one job. If you don't do it, it's very obvious you're not doing it. Yeah. And I just thought everything looked like we've been saying for weeks. Everything started to look a little bit better. The one thing I was going to say about Jerry was he annoys me because he does. But Romelu, he had the ball and Rom came out the box. He went, "Get in the box!" That was the one thing he did that I liked. He went, "Get in the box like that. Like I'm going to cross it. Why are you coming out?" Yeah. And I think that's the other thing. Rom, if we do go to 4-4-2, Rom's going to have to learn to stay, not go foraging for stuff.
But when he wants to, though, you'd still have a centre forward. Because Rom likes to run with the ball, so you would still have someone in there. Whereas when he does it now, there's nobody in there. Yeah. You know, but it just made it. He looked like when Valencia was with him after the, he kind of looked like got someone to help me out here, which is what we've been saying. He come alive a bit because let's be honest, the first hour and a bit you wouldn't even know he was on the pitch. And all of a sudden we had them under pressure. You know, the keeper's made. It was a jammy save, really, the one from Morales, because it was good, but it hit his thigh.
But he makes those. He's good at that's what you do.
Anyway, it hit him and went over. Could have gone anywhere. Then he made the save, the one he clawed away. You know, he's made a save from Garner that he's parried, one from Baines that he's parried. You know, so we could have ended up.
I mean, we got lucky when they
hit the bar.
They hit the bar. They just stopped playing. Yeah. You can understand why they've run less than anyone in the Premier League because they just.
But we knew you weren't going to run, didn't we? Yeah. We'd seen at the table of how much they done.
But you're right, because we ended up with four. Their keeper making 4 decent saves.
The one from Baines was brilliant after we'd scored. Because he didn't half catch it. You know what I mean?
But as I say, it just allowed everyone to suddenly know what their roles were,
and the crowd responded to it. We had 2 centre forwards all of a sudden, and we got at them. We went at them, which is what Goodison does. That's what we go to see. Exciting balls into the box, exciting attacking football. The first, this long ball stuff and direct ball and all that. It was in the first hour because it was aimless.
But you're right though what you're saying. I think you're right there what you're saying about Ross, because what we did lack is we lacked one of the centre midfielders being comfortable on the ball, because that led to Funes Mori coming out and trying to be like Beckenbauer and losing the ball, and that's what I was most critical. I mean, he was alright defending yesterday. He wasn't brilliant.
If he just does his job, and he's alright. When he tries to play, we've seen it under Martinez. When he tries to play, he puts himself in trouble.
And but I suppose you didn't have anyone in front of him in the midfield, one of the centre midfielders, who'd come and get the ball off him, and maybe that's where Barkley would be a little bit better, actually, coming to get the ball off there. So maybe that could
and
work.
Having 2 people to hit me, instead of just going, let Garner.
4 people to hit?
Well, yeah, and let Garner mop up behind him. And he can be.
He's got 2 wingers and 2 centre forwards.
The way midfield partnerships used to
be.
One used to run on, and the other one used to just tuck in behind, and then you'd have a winger that way, and 2 centre forwards. And Ross might all of a sudden have 3 options instead of 1.
And you can vary. You can have one of your centre forwards dropping off, you know, to pick up the ball, one to drop in, and then also drop in midfield and become an extra. Like we said, like last week, Naismith used to do perfect. We used to, you know, whether you
I just think if we're gonna ruin Ross Barkley. Some people say he's ruined now. I don't know. I think he's got that much talent. I still think he can bring it back. But we're gonna ruin him if we just keep playing him in that number 10, because he's not a number 10. He's been in for 4 seasons. He's not a number 10. Otherwise, he'd do it all the time. I think he plays alongside someone in the field.
Yeah, the plays up front or
in there. He can't play in the. You need to be a little bit cleverer to play in that number 10 role.
So yeah, and it worked, and we got more men in the box. And what does that mean? More men, more pressure. Something's bound to happen, and it did. They brought Fellaini. Nice one. But it was funny because his explanation wasn't it? Oh, well, Everton were just direct, so we needed someone to cope with that. He brings Fellaini on. Garner dances around him, and it's a penalty, and no arguments. No arguments. Baines.
What a penalty.
Did Morales give the ball to Baines?
Yeah, ran and grabbed it and passed it to him.
The irony of that. The irony of Morales. But it was an Navy one, wasn't it? Because you think
because they just delayed. Fellaini went over delayed. The keeper walked off delayed. You know, and it was a pressure penalty.
But it was nervous because obviously.
And he's the only one he's missed against, isn't he?
De Gea saved Lukaku's in the semi-final, obviously. Then the only one. No, it's the one at Stoke he missed. Technically, he missed that penalty, didn't he?
Okay, but at the post.
But okay.
The only one, but okay. The only keeper who saved the penalty directly from
in the Premier League
is David.
In the Premier League,
yeah, he missed against Chelsea in a couple of years ago as well. But you wouldn't want anyone else on them, would you? You know, and he slotted it fantastic.
And then it was mad because then it was like.
And he nearly scored again.
Could have gone and won it.
We've done this against Swansea though. Scored, equalised, and then had another couple of chances against Swansea and didn't do it in the last minute. Done it again the weekend. He scored. Where's that intensity at 4 o'clock?
Well, 3 o'clock.
You know, well, it's 4 yesterday, but 3 o'clock as well, yeah. Like that 3 till 5 song, isn't it? Maybe that's where we went wrong. There's been no 3 o'clock. No, but in the end, when you look back, we probably didn't do enough to win it. We could have won it because their goalies had to make 4 saves. And it's coming back again, I suppose. We kept the unbeaten record going with Goodison, which is, you've got to hold on to positive at this stage. They're a team above us, so you go, okay. But okay. So, and we scored another late goal, which I suppose is something to hold on to.
Well, what that shows, at least, like the Swansea game, is that we you know, whereas we were dying on our arse last season, the last 10 minutes, at least that's, yeah, you're looking for little positives, and we're still unbeaten at home, and you go into, and that's something to defend now in the Arsenal game and the Liverpool game.
If you look, just very quickly before we wrap up, he hasn't got the plays he wants, you know, and so for now, I hope he just uses this 4-4-2-4 until he gets everyone.
I said this yesterday on my instant reaction. Good managers are lucky managers, but it's whether he wants to look or not, because he's just been given it.
Yeah.
He's just been given. He's just been shown what can work. Now, all right.
Well, I mean, don't forget he made the decision to put Valencia on.
Yeah.
To go 2 up front. But there's still half an hour left when he put him on. So that, I mean, maybe he's learning. Maybe he's thinking. This crowd,
and also he didn't necessarily start in a traditional way of starting. He did tinker with it a little bit. Yeah. So maybe he's just sort of it's getting to the point where he's looking.
I think he's probably looked Ped, and the last few weeks have shown him some glitch. He said himself, to be honest, in the press conference, I've seen where we need to make these changes, and it was probably worse than what I thought. We knew, but we've had to watch it for 3 years. Yeah, we've watched the deterioration for 3 years, so. It's big holes, you know, and some of these players aren't good enough and won't be there.
But I just hope that, without being, I don't want to be, it's cleverly.
He's done that.
Like well, that's what I'm saying. Like no, we go to Watford next week. Does he just go back on the bench and that's it? Or do you?
18, like Lennon.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you just go out and then someone. David.
I think Barkley will come in.
All right, well then, but that's what I'm saying.
But I'd like to just see, and Bolasie's going to be out now, so it's going to change it again if Bolasie's out. But I'd like Valencia, if it's going to be a 4-3-3, because he mightn't want to be that gung-ho away. Maybe.
Is it gung-ho though?
It isn't.
I don't think it's
no,
gung-ho.
It isn't. But people will say that. But what I'm saying is, it'll be Garner and Barry in the middle Ross could come in and make it a flat 3, and they try to shift round, like we've said with Valencia, making sure he joins in, and then Morales out on the right. There's no point starting with Delafeu, who's crap yesterday. There's no point putting Lennon back in. Could bring Tom Davis back into the side, but then it's a 4-3-3 again, and we're trying to advocate a 4-2-4, aren't we? We got joy out of a 4-2-4, so why not? Why not just play it and go for it?
Yeah, why not? I suppose it comes down to who he's got, because if you've got Holgate at right back, then he might think, well, I can't put Delafeu in front of him because that's. But
then again, he might, because I don't know, injuries are kicking in, aren't they? So.
But that's it. Now, I mean, the injuries. I mean, coming to Watford, Arsenal. I mean, quick games, aren't they? Liverpool on the Monday.
Can't we just shake hands with them and just have 3 points each at the start of the season? Like, just say, listen, we won't play. Like, have a night off, high five.
Like, first win war. Just that game of footy.
Yeah, but they played. I don't even want to play it again. Just shake their hand and get off.
Give them a tin of biscuits and get off.
Yeah, 3 points. Let them all go to Conti. Is it still there?
It's gone. The whole thing's gone.
That's it.
Let
them go Concert Square together.
It was, as I say, it was a very mixed. The whole 90 minutes was mixed. It was like decent start, crap, decent end. It was just.
I think that it's all exasperated because we've been poor for weeks. So I think if we'd have been playing okay and this game would have been there, you'd have gone decent point. They probably didn't even do enough to win it. Decent point. We get ready for the next one now. I think because we need to start.
We've got to start winning games, though, haven't we?
Saturday presents it. It'll be tough, but it presents a big chance because we've got 2 horrendous games after that.
We've got to start. 3, I'd say. We've got to start. Yeah, they're our own, though. We've got to start winning games, though, haven't we? Because we're now 8th. West Brom have gone above us.
Only on goals.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They're still above us.
No.
They're still.
We're halfway to safety.
Yeah, that was pointed out to me yesterday.
20 points.
No. But we've got to start winning games, haven't we? Because
you've got to start somewhere.
Everyone's
catching up. We had a big buffer and it's gone, hasn't it? So, maybe we'll kick on, and maybe that last minute goal, getting a penalty against Manchester United, who would have thought? Never happens. Maybe that will be.
Do you know what annoyed? One thing I'd say, I thought the Barry moment was going to be the Neville moment, and everyone just went. Which just shows the general feeling at the moment. I honestly thought, it's exactly the same. It's Barry on Zlatan. It's just like Neville on Ronaldo, and everyone just.
Yeah, but don't forget, in them days, Moyes would have his bad season were always tempered with a good season. It was always followed by a good season and a competitive season, wasn't it? And it was very much, we knew we had no money, so we had players who would go. You can see what he's doing at Sunderland.
Just announce the stadium, that's what we're saying. It's not, but
it's not. I'm saying announce. Forster announce. Depay, Schneiderlin.
That first week, I said this yes. That first week in January,
all of them.
We need 3 at least in that first week.
Yeah.
Because you know what, right? If we get 3 in that first week, then I think people will go, these know what they're doing. But if we haven't got them in, and we're dragging and we're looking to
get 1 in the first week. We need bodies.
I'm saying 3 because we need 3. And if we get 3 in that first week, then I think people, and I know that team.
Then just sell a couple, sell McCarthy.
That team, will they have to sell a few because of the financial fair play and stuff?
Wages,
if they get 3 in that first week, then I think people will sit back and go, do you know what, I think they know what they're doing. But if we're scrambling around first couple of weeks and we're getting linked to players, then people
are scrambling around the 31st, mate,
then that's where the worry is. But if we get 3 in the first week, then I'll go, you know what, these seem like they know what they're doing.
I think we're looking at it now and seeing that he wasn't in the 8th. I think the pie will be in very quickly in that first.
Schneiderlin.
There's another one. What's he had 8 minutes? I think the pie potentially on loan, although that fella who's well connected at United seems to think it was a permanent deal. Schneiderlin maybe just a permanent deal, and maybe that Lookman from Charlton.
What about the other lad?
Gabby Reeves, another one.
Well,
but he did score goals, does he? But not a lot.
Never really been needed at Everton, has he?
But you know,
we sign strikers that end up not scoring goals. We might as well sign strikers who don't score goals.
He might be like that.
There you go. That's it. There you go. Right. Tell us what you think in the comments. Don't forget to check out your comments video. You should see down here. Also our instant reactions and Baz's player ratings. Check all that out. Catch us later on Toffee TV. Buy a jumper as well. Earn us some money. See you later.